Today, it will mean death for another 30,000 children. These children will die in silence. Their voices will never be heard. They live in a world of suffering, a world where 3 billion people must live on less than $2 every day. Because of this, 1 billion people will go hungry tonight. 2.6 billion people will never have access to sanitation, and 120 million children will never get the chance to go to school. Yet every one of these people live in the same world as you and I. Where is the sense in this? Where is the equality? Where is the justice? There are campaigns like this one. These campaigns are changing the world, one person at a time. They don't need great leaders like Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King, because every one of those who believes is themselves a leader who is changing the world. In 2007, the Make Poverty History 07 campaign will make a statement to Australia. The young Australians who believe change is possible will tell their country that poverty is not okay, and together we can bring an end to it. The Make Poverty History campaigners have belief, not only because they are outraged and motivated by the unnecessary suffering, but because the nations of the world have already pledged to act. That is the Millennium Development Goals. These are 8 goals needing 0.7% of GDP in order to make poverty history. Goal 1 is simple. It aims to cut the worst of poverty in half and give food to 400 million starving people. Goal 2 aims to give every child a primary education, because wealth and prosperity are born from the seeds of education and knowledge. The third goal is all about empowering women, also through education, because in the 21st century, women should not have to suffer, simply because they are women. Every year, 11 million children die from poverty. Goal 4 of the MDGs targets to reduce this figure by 2/3, as the right to life should not be taken away from any child. Goal 5 curbs the maternity mortality rate. It is a disgrace, but a woman giving birth in sub-Saharan Africa is 230 times more likely to die during that birth than a woman in North America. We know that HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other illnesses kill tens of thousands of people every single day. The spread of these diseases must be halted under the 6th goal. The state of the Earth's environment is becoming the Earth's greatest issue. In combating this, Goal 7 aims to turn the focus of governments from the problems to the solutions, whilst making clean water and sanitation a right, not a privilege. The final goal incorporates 7 targets, all in creating global development partnerships by making trade fair and dropping the debt. Australia plays an integral role in the Millennium Development Goals, not only because we are of the most prosperous nations, but also because Australia is the leader in the Asia-Pacific region, a region particularly devastated by poverty. The Australian aid figure stands at $3 billion. This may be a big number, but in an economy worth over $650 billion, $3 billion equates for a week 0.29% of GDP. While the Australian public aren't watching, the Howard government is shortchanging their moral obligations as a world leader and keeping the funds from those who need it most. I know the will of the Australian people is very strong, but clearly the will of its government is not. 2007 marks the halfway point to the MDGs. It is time for the people of Australia to stand up to their government and say it's not okay for children to die because they have no food, or because they drink dirty water. It's not okay for this to happen anywhere, especially in our own backyard, every minute of every hour of every day. My vision for the coming decade is to create a world where a child's birthplace will mean very little, because no matter where a child is born, they will have food and water, access to medication, education, and the enrichment of technology. Some people will say that this can't happen, but I am not one of those people. I am one of the millions of people who see poverty in the 21st century and decide to stand up to it, to make their voices heard, and to make the world the place it should be. With my two hands, I want to change the world.